Leaders, delegates, and the media have been busy during the last few days of the 30th ASEAN Summit and related meetings. This long weekend was a milestone as the Philippines chaired and hosted ASEAN 2017 during the regional organization's 50th anniversary. Here's a day-to-day roundup of what happened. First off, the Committee of Permanent Representatives to ASEAN, or CPR, opened the first of several meetings over the 4-day summit. The CPR delegates met to discuss the work plan for 2017 and several activities in preparation for the ASEAN senior official and ministerial meetings this week. They also discussed the 50th anniversary and its activities in ASEAN in August. Second, a press briefing was hosted here by Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs DFA spokesperson Mr. Robespierre Bolivar. Mr. Bolivar shared more information to the media on CPR's preparation for today's senior officials meeting and tomorrow's ministerial meeting. He answered questions on the ASEAN Code of Conduct framework, concerns about North Korea, and other related news on President Duterte. Lastly, the ASEAN leaders and delegates gathered for a welcome dinner last night at the City of Dreams to kick off the ASEAN Summit this week. Day 2, here's a recap of the events that happened today at the 30th ASEAN Summit. First off, ASEAN Business Advisory Council Chair Joey Concepcion spoke with the press today to discuss the Prosperity for All Summit. The summit focuses on micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs' development in the ASEAN region. Mr. Concepcion stressed on the importance of creating inclusive environments for businesses so that big businesses can help small businesses in ASEAN. He says it is important to balance between economic development and addressing the needs of marginalized entrepreneurs. Malaysian Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Razak and Thailand Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha are expected to give keynote speeches. Next, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte welcomed Prime Minister of Brunei Darussalam, His Majesty Sultan Haji Hassanal Bolkiah, and Her Majesty Raja Isteri Saleha at the Malacañang Palace for their state visit and participation in the ASEAN Summit this week. Both leaders later signed an MOU on halal food and cultural cooperation between the Philippines and Brunei Darussalam. Senior officials also gathered earlier today for a preparatory meeting on the Brunei Darussalam Indonesia-Malaysia Philippines East ASEAN Growth Area at the Philippine International Convention Center. The East ASEAN Growth Area will push for 4 initiatives. They will discuss how the sub-region will enhance transport connectivity, generate more private investments, enhance trade, and increase local government engagement. The East ASEAN Sub-Regional Group is also looking to craft an incentive package to attract investors to explore opportunities in the region, such as granting income tax holiday, lower tax rates, and other fiscal and non-fiscal incentives. These talks of incentives packages come as a new shipping route connects the Philippines and Indonesia. National Youth Commission Chairperson Carissa Sagera delivered a keynote message at the preparatory meeting for ASEAN Leaders Interface with the youth in the Sofitel, Manila today. The chair shared that the theme adopted for the 2017 preparatory meeting is ASEAN Work Plan for the Youth, Transcending Regional Borders. Sagera also referred to the activities of the youth group across various areas, including entrepreneurship, volunteerism, climate change, education, health, and more. Let's run through the day's events of Day 3 of the 30th ASEAN Summit. Presidential Communications Operations Office Secretary Martin Andanar and Undersecretary Noel Puyat delivered a press briefing here on the importance of spreading awareness and educating people about ASEAN. PCOO manages the International Media Center at Conrad, Manila. It is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities to ensure that ASEAN news is delivered in real time globally. Several ASEAN leaders continue to arrive in Manila today for the 30th ASEAN Summit and related meetings. Philippine President Duterte attended the 14th Leadership Forum at Manila Hotel. DFA spokesperson Brobs Pierre Bolivar shared the summary of the preparatory meetings for the 30th ASEAN Summit. He also delivered the ASEAN Foreign Minister's statement on the Korean Peninsula situation. A roll-on, roll-off service, or RoRo ferry service, will begin from the Davao City General Santos Bitung, Indonesia route on April 30, 2017. It will provide a faster and cheaper channel of trading goods among key cities of the East ASEAN growth area. National Youth Commission Chairperson Carissa Seguera updated the press on the ASEAN Youth's efforts. Chair Seguera also discussed its work with the ASEAN Leaders Interface with the youth. Let's run through all the events on Day 4, which marks the last day of the 30th ASEAN Summit. Philippine President Duterte officially opened the 30th ASEAN Summit in a ceremony infused with uplifting music and cultural performances. He stressed that it was time that ASEAN asserts with conviction its position in the world. After the ceremony, the leaders moved to begin the 30th ASEAN Summit plenary, where they discussed the implementation of the ASEAN Community Vision 2025 and the way forward. The highlight of today's events is the signing of an outcome document, the ASEAN Declaration on the Role of Civil Service as a Catalyst for Achieving the ASEAN Community Vision 2025. The outcome document recognizes the role of civil service and highlights ASEAN civil service institutions to lead the development programs that will raise the professional standards and the capabilities of civil servants. The declaration also protects the welfare of civil servants in the region, especially those performing critical roles during disasters and other hazardous situations. The ASEAN leaders then proceeded to interface with the representatives of ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly, or IPA. IPA plays an integral role in ensuring that the regional agreements are carried out at the national level so that the benefits of integration are felt by its citizens. The meeting was followed by the ASEAN Leaders Interface with representatives of ASEAN Youth, where youth representatives from each member state shared ideas and issues with the ASEAN leaders. This further enhances the youth's role as civil servants in community building. Two other meetings were held after the closing session focused on sub-regional developments. First, the 12th Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines East ASEAN Growth Area (BIMPIAGA) Summit, where the leaders of the four countries discussed the area's most recent developments in terms of economy and connectivity. Second, the 10th Indonesia-Malaysia-Thailand Growth Triangle (IMTGT) Summit, where the leaders of the sub-region made a number of key decisions to establish a roadmap of economic and social transformation in the next 20 years. Just when you thought it would be the last of today's meetings, Philippine President Duterte held a press conference to answer questions from both local and foreign media on issues ranging from the regional bloc's discussions on South China Sea, North Korea, and a drug-free ASEAN. After quite a number of meetings, activities, and conferences, President Duterte hosted a gala dinner with the theme ASEAN Fiesta to showcase the best of Philippine cuisine and entertainment. This was held at Sofitel Philippine Plaza, Manila, where all 10 ASEAN leaders and their spouses wore specially designed attires inspired by Mindanao's ethnic tribes. After 4 days of productive meetings and wonderful events, we proudly conclude the 30th ASEAN Summit. This is Jenny Rockett from ASEAN 2017 Committee on Media Affairs and Strategic Communications, reporting from the International Media Center. Stay tuned for more updates on www.asean2017.ph and our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages at ASEAN 2017.